Welcome to Matters of DeCorum. I'm Scott Corum. This is what matters to me. My channel is not monetized. It doesn't have enough followers. I don't get enough views for all the metrics that YouTube uses. They do not monetize nor promote these videos. So I have a certain amount of freedom. I don't care that YouTube doesn't monetize my videos. It's not like I was getting a tremendous amount from them before anyway. It's been years since they made the changes that took me out of that particular running, which means that I can talk about some things that YouTube would normally bing me for. But since I'm not relying on anything from the platform, I can say things a little more freely. For instance, I can mention the COVID virus and disease without having to worry about the little yellow dollar sign showing up in my metrics. So I'm going to for a little bit. This is going to be a more personal video. Every so often, I figure I share the state of the Scott with you. Which isn't as bad as it might sound. I have been in self-isolation since March. I am at a ridiculously high risk rate for things going badly should I contract the coronavirus. So for my sake and the sake of my family, I am not out. Do not go out. I have left this apartment, the building, maybe twice. No, I'll go like a total of 5 times in the past 6 months. That is, before I broke my tailbone, I took a couple of walks. I had some blood tests done, and the family's taken a couple of driving trips. We all pile in the car, stay in the car. We all have our N95 compliant masks for keeping ourselves safe and keeping those around us safe. And drive out for a little while, find a restaurant, order food out, eat in the car, come back home. San Diego was a nice trip. I had an amazing Chinese restaurant. First time I've had proper soup dumplings, and that was really good. But aside from those outings, it's been this apartment. And when I say this apartment, I mean this office. I walk out to the kitchen every so often, use the bathroom, but for 90 to 95% of my day, I'm in this chair. We have had to do some emergency fixes in the office. The futon that I had for people to sit on and alternate seating for me from time to time, that broke and had an air conditioner malfunction on it and had to go. So things are a little more restrictive in here. Sitting in one place for 6 months, going on 7, is not the most pleasant experience. I have the world in front of me. I have a really, really good computer, thanks to my angel investor and my son, who configured, budgeted, and assembled this monstrosity that we call Nth Degree. Between that, my very good internet connection, and my very good friends online, I've got a social life. I've got my connection to the world, such as it is in the year of 2020. And my eyes are elsewhere. This is not the first time I've had to self-isolate. This is the first time I've been this healthy while I have self-isolated. This is not to say that I'm healthy particularly right now. This is to say that the last time I self-isolated was in 2016 as a result of chemotherapy and radiation. And this is not worse than that by a long shot. For one thing, I can drink. For another thing, I can drink coffee. So my brain actually functions. I'm not whacked out on fentanyl. So, yay, I'm ahead of the game. There is a particular challenge in my particular life, however, when it comes to being isolated for this length of time. Those drives to San Diego, or Temecula, San Diego, which were really nice, complicated by the fact that this chair has conformed itself to me with the help of a lot of padding and extra bracing that I add around my neck for most times. Um, between the radiation damage to my neck, the broken tailbone, the degenerative condition of the discs in my back, it takes a lot for me to sit in one place for some time. I've been able to customize this seat, not so much the seats in our car. So it took some effort and experimentation to make the long car drives not hurt for me. The last one, the one to San Diego, that was actually really, really nice. Some music, some being able to look out the window and see the world. The challenge that I have is my creativity. I've done videos in the past about creative burnout and what causes creative burnout and how to recover from creative burnout. And for the first couple of months, I was able to sit here and continue to crank out content and material. And in order to put creativity back in my head, in order to regain some amount of inspiration and um, and flow, you need to go out and get new experiences, see things. I like to people watch from time to time. I like to go to new places, see new buildings and new landscape, get new ideas in my head by absorbing things from the world around me, and the world around me is my office. So this presents challenges. If you follow my creative output uh, through RPG now, you'll notice there hasn't been any for some time. Uh, these videos have been coming more like every other week, despite the fact that I did the 3 week or 3 episode segment on doing the map in Photoshop, which I may get back to at some point in time, but I don't think I can do that as a lengthy series. Every so often, I'll jump back to that, especially if I get a request to go back to it and address anything there. But introducing these, it's a little tricky because I share my experiences here. I share the things that have happened to me in games or I've done in games, and share the stories that come out of what I do, either whether I go out and do stuff or I'm in. And if I'm not going out and getting experiences, I don't have as much to share. This is not that there has been no creative output. There's just no tangible creative output, kind of. online gaming has been a godsend to me at this point in time. And that is both through computer gamings and role playing online. I have a Roll20 account. I have a few different platforms for doing things online, but Discord has been by far the most valuable of these. Just being able to get into a chat, whether it's voice or voice and video. I can use this video rig for Discord just as easily as I can for recording these videos. And it allows me to, I have been playing a certain amount. I have been running a certain amount, mostly Dungeons and Dragons over the past few months, 5th edition. And recently I've started running a short mage campaign, Mage the Ascension in the M20 rules that I have toned down they're my variation. They're my interpretation of them for a relatively new group, and that seems to be working pretty well. Um, I have to throw a shout out to the group I'm doing most of that online role playing with. A group called the Layer Action actually produces podcasts off of the content that we do in gaming, and eventually it's probably going to end up in being a thing on YouTube because thanks to the pandemic and quarantine, moving to a video format online, we just been recording. I've got, thanks to my monstrous computer, thank you again, Andrew, for the assembly done here. I've got a lot of footage archived that we will get to in time. Right now, we are producing and distributing a podcast from a D&D game we did last year when we could all be together in a room, and that's going very well. That was a campaign I really enjoyed running, and it is nice to be able to revisit something that I did when I could be around people. It is nice to revisit something that went as well as that campaign did, and I've been spicing up the actual podcasts with some narration and additional voiceover and sound effects and musical background, and that has been a lot of fun. I need to get to the most recent episode today so I can report in on it being taken care of. We have a tremendous amount of organizational help in the form of some of the people involved, one of the people involved, and who's keeping us online and moving ahead. I can't tell you how valuable that is. That not only is this something that allows me to produce material creatively, both in game and in editing, using Audition at the moment, but we'll be using Premiere when we get to the video content. But that there is someone else who is in charge. I don't like working for people. I do not like working for people at all. I've had my time in the corporate world. I've had my time in the church where I had people I worked for. Having found someone that I can actually function with, who is organizationally responsible and that I like to work for, that has been a big help. Shout out to Candace. You know who you are. If you visit the Layer Action, you will be able to hear some of our adventures together. And I'll post every so often here on how that is progressing. Interesting stuff ahead. So there's that outlet. My Wednesday night gaming group has evolved. We call ourselves the Warriors of Wednesday. I talked about a friend of mine who passed recently here a while ago. Talked about Mandy. Mandy started a group out of college way before she met me that I kind of fell into after I met her, and that group met traditionally on Wednesday nights. And once that was established, um, Wednesday nights became that group. When there were trials and tribulations at Mandy's house, and I could not be there anymore for a time, uh, I stepped back and stepped right back in as soon as the trials and tribulations were over. Uh, well, they moved to a different location, and that worked out to be about the same. Um, and so the Warriors of Wednesday have come from that. When Mandy left to move north, we kept it going and kept her in on video as much as we possibly could, Discord. And now that she has passed, we're still a group. We keep going. My son has become a part of that group, and my son's friends join in. And it used to be purely a role-playing group. We'd get together and game, occasionally swing sticks at each other in the backyard when we could get together and could get to the backyard. And now, thanks to the fact that I've got this computer behind me, Grandizer, as opposed to Nth Degree, which is over there, Grandizer has become our game server, and we've done some online gaming. It was Ark Survival Evolved for a little while. We haven't exactly burned out on it, but we got to a point where it was not the challenge or experience we were looking for. We will probably get back to Ark at some point in time because Ark is a lot of fun if it's buggy. And now we are about 85 days into our run of 7 Days to Die. And let me tell you something. I ever get into a zombie apocalypse, I want this group around me. Because it is a great group of people, mostly men, not 100% at this point in time. Thank goodness, variety is the spice of life. And between the creativity that lives across the hall for me and some of the mad German engineering and the broad range of skills and backgrounds that have shown up, it has made 7 Days a much better game than it is solo for me. And the experience of gaming with these people when no one has to run the game. It's not like, someone's got to run the game and write the game and get a roll dice and everything. No, we're just playing a game that exists, and it's really, really nice. It's a good experience. It has its ups and its downs, and it helps. It helps because I get to get out of this office for a while and go to a blast wasteland where zombies are trying to kill us. For most of my life, I have had an issue with escapism. I have been in experiences where I could not tolerate my attention being here in the world that you and I share, where there's all the air between all of us and all the events and all the things that has not eased significantly. My career has become escapism. My pursuits have become escapism. It's not entirely bad. I take some time to ground myself in the real world. I've learned I have to keep one foot in the shared reality that we all have. As difficult as that can be some days in this particular year, uh, it is still a necessary exercise. You have to know where you're at and what's going on. You do have responsibilities that require you understand where we're at. But at the same time, I'm doing some writing and fleshing out some of the background of my own settings. Places and worlds have got in my head. I'm able to do some of that in writing at the moment for actually have some commissions I need to fulfill. I have the games that I am running where I get to flesh things out, build the games I'm playing in where I get to run around in other people's worlds, which is a lot of fun. I've got good people that I work with in that regard. I guess the long and the short of it is to say, I'm okay. It doesn't feel like it every day. It is hard to wake up in this Groundhog's Day miasma of a fascinating time in our society. I'm not going to wax too deeply into that. I could address sociology and politics and any number of things, but I don't like to do that here. If you really want to hear my opinions on this, one, let me know in the comment section, and two, um, maybe let's find a way to chat outside of this particular environment. Um, because I might get contentious, and I don't like to be contentious here. This is a space that I like to keep for friendly discourse and sharing ideas that move us all ahead and keep us creative and engaged. This isn't a place for all of my frustrations and anger that I can't afford to engage too deeply in anyway. Not that I don't get angry. I just have a smorgasbord of coping mechanisms so that I don't have to express it in a way that isn't healthy for me. I'm okay. Amazingly, with everything happening, I'm okay. I hope you are too. Uh, I know some of you who are watching. I consider all of you people I am concerned for. And I hope that these times are not too trying for you and that you are navigating them safely and securely. We have discovered the whole Chinese curse of interesting times. These are interesting times. But I've done about the best I can do for myself and my family at this point in time. And I intend to continue to do exactly that. I'll be here at the end of this. I'll be here when I can go places again and do things again and put experiences back in my head. I'm going to have to take a vacation when restrictions lift and things have become safe enough in the world for me to go out without having too much risk of my health. I can build my constitution back up and recover some of my stamina. And, oh gosh, I have a bucket list of places I need to go visit now. People I need to see. Things I need to do. But I can wait. It's beneficial to have a mind that I can settle back into and build experiences. I just need to get it filled up again at some point. Well, thank you very much for following me along in this particular personal quest for communication. I'm going to throw another shout out to the Layer Action, our current podcast, Days of Our Monks, is some of the funniest stuff I've ever done. And if you are interested in what it's like when I run a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, particularly one where things did not go as planned, and that worked out better, feel free to drop by and give it a listen. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, give me a thumbs down. Feedback is feedback. Anything else you'd like to hear me talk about, or stuff you'd like to say hi. Leave me a comment down below. I will love getting your comment. You'll love leaving me one. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, why not? My channel is awesome. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you do, hit the little notification bell so you're alerted when my videos become available. And if you would like to contribute to the channel in a more substantial manner, I invite you to hit me up on my Patreon page, www.patreon.com/ScottCorum, and consider donating. Anything helps. Allows me to make better videos more often. In the meantime, thank you very much. Take care of yourselves out there. I'm Scott Corum. This is what has mattered to me. I'll talk to you next time on the next Matters of DeCorum.